Good afternoon. My name is Joel Gates. And have any of you ever listened to music before? I'm just joking. Of course you've listened to music. I certainly have. Music is something ancient, sung by mothers to their children to sleep, or from families to tell stories of ancestors or mythologies, and numerous other applications. I love music and how it can be calming, nostalgic, or anything else that it can do to affect us in specific emotional ways. Music is a constant, ever present. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not some fad that's going to die out in a couple years. Music has been around since before recorded history, presumably as long as human history. However, I've always wondered what exactly happens in our brains when we listen to music, and if that has any applications and what the potential of those applications could be. I'm curious, how many of you can think of a song that is directly tied into an emotion or vice versa? Can any of you think of a song that when listened to immediately prompts an emotional response? Today, I will be informing you about the effect of music on moods and emotions and the application of music in the medical field specifically regarding Alzheimer's patients. Now that I've laid out my goal for this speech, I'll be moving on to my first point, the vague topic of how music affects people. Music has often been used as treatment. According to Music as Medicine, music has long been recognized as an effective form of therapy to provide an outlet for emotions, novotny. Music has, for a long time, been recognized as therapy, meaning it's already being used, however, it's not used in cases that have direct physical responses. It's only used in emotional cases, such as through therapists. Speaking of therapists, music is often used in therapists' office to calm emotions. Those emotions are tied into memories, and considering it's a therapist's job to deal with emotions and memories, I'd say that makes plenty of sense to me. The physiological uses of music are still new. For approximately a decade, many parents have believed that music would help develop their child or expand their intelligence, although it is still far too early to have concise evidence supporting or against that line of thinking. Music has been used to calm babies and parents to reduce stress, novotny, which does indeed have proven beneficial effects. Now that I've recounted my first point, my second dives into actual applications of music. Specifically, music and treatment of pain and reducing stress. Music is now being studied and used to treat pain and stress, according to Music as Medicine Novotny. In a meta-analysis of 400 studies, Mona Lisa Shande, PhD, found that music improves the body's immune system function and reduces stress. Therefore, not definitively proving, but linking strong evidence that listening to music actively improves our body's internal functions that otherwise we have no control over. Music is often associated with relaxation. This can be hypothesized as the body subconsciously linking reduced stress and the boosted immune system to music. Perhaps, once again, that's not definitive. Music connects people mentally to help with pain and struggles. Researchers at Khoo Teck Puat Hospital in Singapore found that patients who took part in live music therapy sessions reported relief from persistent pain, novotny, therefore showing relief. Music can help with depression and numerous other mental illnesses to help them cope, when other treatments, while they have some effectiveness for some people, can have nearly nothing for others. Specifically, this treatment dealt with long-term pain, things they had dealt with for a while. My third and final point talks about the whole reason I'm even delivering this speech, the effect of music and the treatment of Alzheimer's patients specifically. Music and treatment of Alzheimer's is not publicly known, however, it is currently having an impact. Many people don't know of the therapeutic applications for music. According to my own study, half of my responses thought music was used for therapeutic purposes, and 100% didn't know if music even had an effect on Alzheimer's patients. Therefore, people don't really know. There's not many public news sources or studies that demonstrate it out to people. It's mainly something that people think, yeah, sure, maybe it has a connection, but nothing that people really dive in and look at unless you're someone that has thought of the possibility and looks forward. Very rarely have I met anyone that even knows if music can have an effect, much less knows to the extent that it has an effect. Music is used for Alzheimer's patients. According to Alzheimer's.net, SAR, Music evokes emotion, and emotion can bring with it memory. By pairing music with everyday activities, patients can develop a rhythm that helps them to recall the memory of that activity, improving cognitive ability over time. So essentially what that means is whenever they're doing a certain action like cleaning a room, they have a specific song playing, and then when they repeat that song whenever they're doing that activity, it actually begins to reconnect mental pathways within the brain so that they can remember that task and how they're doing it, what they're supposed to do, and what happens next easier, which is quite amazing in Alzheimer's patients because dementia can reduce someone to being incapable of doing anything, and the fact that music can, albeit slowly, reconnect those pathways, certain ones, is incredible. Also, according to Alzheimer's.net, in the later stages of dementia, patients often lose the ability to share emotions with caregivers. Their music, as long as they are ambulatory, they can often dance. Dancing can lead to hugs, kisses, and touching, which brings security and memories. That brings up another point of Alzheimer's patients, a lack of security. They know that they must remember something in the early stages. However, when it gets to the later stages, they're completely lost, just like a newborn child. But when they listen to music, especially music that has a connection to them when they were younger, it makes them feel secure and safe and know that they're okay, that things aren't wrong. The other thing is Alzheimer's patients who are typically elderly people and they struggle with movement, that it can bring them to dance. Sure, it's not full dancing, but dancing nonetheless is spectacular. I hope that I've shown to you how music can affect Alzheimer's patients, but for a quick recount, I discussed the following things: how music affects people, music and treatment of pain and reducing stress, music and treatment of Alzheimer's is not publicly known, but it is having an effect. One of the best ways to interact with people is through music, whether it be through shared taste, showing a friend a new artist or band, or a complete stranger, or being in a concert together. Music can unite people regardless of other opinions that they may have. Opinions that are normally incredibly decisive, such as political opinions, religious opinions, or even minor ones can still be divisive. Alzheimer's patients are still people, and music is one of the last remaining qualities that they retain. So then, in my opinion, the best way to reach them is through music. To play music, have them sing with them, dance with them. It's the easiest way for them to connect with themselves and the very few parts that they still remember. Thank you for listening to my speech, and have a good night.